Kia ora koutou, this is a short relaxation session and it'll start in a moment, but before we start, just to remind you not to listen to this while you're driving or doing anything that requires your full attention. Now you can use this to help you get to sleep, that's absolutely fine, but there is some benefit in doing relaxation while we're awake. So sleep is fantastic, we all need sleep, and the better our sleep, the better we are. And anything that helps us get off to sleep is a good thing. But there are some extra benefits that come with allowing ourselves to go into a really relaxed state while we're still awake, and that's the main purpose of this. So bearing that in mind, if you want to stay awake while you're listening to this, then the suggestion is to sit up in a chair, a reasonably comfortable chair, but not too comfortable, and to sit fairly straight with your spine straight and both your feet flat on the ground. So what I want you to do before we start is just to ask yourself 3 questions and search for the answers inside of you, because that's where the best answers come from. So first of all, what's your physical body feeling like right now? Okay. So it might be that you're holding a lot of tension in some of your muscles, or it might be that you're very relaxed and the muscles are all loose. And it might be a combination of those 2 things. So maybe your shoulders are tense, but your legs and your feet are relaxed. And just notice that. Notice if parts of you are relaxed and if parts of you are tense. And if you notice parts of you are tense, don't worry about that for the moment. Just allow that to be as it is. You don't need to change that right now. We're just noticing stuff. And notice things like temperature. Parts, are you hot or cold, or are you just right? Or parts of you maybe are colder. Maybe if you're wearing shorts or if you've got short sleeves, you'll notice the coolness of the air on your skin as opposed to the slightly warmer temperature on the rest of your body that's covered by your clothes. You might notice some discomfort. You might notice some pain or some aches or some itches or some tingles. That's okay, just allow that to be there for now. Pain and discomfort aren't good, but right now just let them be, because this is going to be about relaxation. Okay, so just notice. Okay, just notice what's going on. And then, final question, what's going on in your mind? So notice your thoughts, the words that you use to talk to yourself in your head, and also any visual images or other sensations that you have in your going around in your mind. So we can imagine sound in our heads. If I tell you to imagine the sound of a sports car, you could probably get a sense of that in your head. So notice if there's any visual or other sensations in your mind, because they come and go all the time. We just don't normally notice them. If you don't notice anything, that's all fine. Just notice not noticing. And if you notice what your thoughts are like, notice if your thoughts are fast or slow, whether your thoughts go from one thing to another thing to another thing, or whether they go around in circles, or whether they're stuck on one thing. So don't worry about any of these things, just allow them to be there. Just don't expect them to change. But you might find that as you notice them and focus on them, they change anyway, because that's what often happens. So you're noticing how your body feels, you're noticing what's going through your mind, and then you're noticing your emotions, what your mood is, what you're feeling. And again, even if it's something that you're not enjoying feeling, maybe you're feeling anxious, maybe you're feeling sad, just allow it to be there for now and just see what happens. And then what I want you to do is to take 3 very long, slow, deep breaths. And I'm going to talk you through that before we do it. So what I want you to do is to breathe in through your nose for the count of 5. And you're breathing into your belly, not into your chest or your shoulders. Right down deep into your belly. So you're filling your belly up like a balloon. You will feel it rise and fall. So breathing in through your nose for the count of 5. Hold for 1 and breathe out for the count of 5. So just do 3 of those deep breaths. And this is really beginning the relaxation part of the exercise. And as you do those breaths, and when you've completed those breaths, allow your breathing to take care of itself. But you may notice that it's already changed. It might be deeper, it might be slower, it might be more rhythmic, or it might not have changed at all, which is absolutely fine. Or even if it's become faster and shallower, that's all okay. Everything is okay. It's okay for your breathing just to do its thing. But just become gently aware of your breathing and just notice your breathing. And if you can, follow the breath as it goes in and then follow it as it goes out. So as you breathe in, just notice, if you can, the sensation of the air going through your nostrils. It's quite difficult to notice that. So if you don't experience that sensation, that's okay. Don't concentrate or stress or try too hard. But just imagine, if you like, you can feel the breath going in. And imagine as your breath goes in through your nostrils, goes down the back of your throat, into your lungs, down deep into your lungs as far as you're breathing. If you're breathing down into your belly, it goes all the way into your belly. And then notice if there's a pause between the next breath, and then follow the breath out. And just follow a few breaths. So you follow the air in, down, back out. Now what I want you to do is to focus on your feet. Just notice your feet. Notice how they feel. Notice if they're hot or cold. Notice if they're comfortable or uncomfortable, if you're wearing socks or shoes. How does that feel? If you're barefoot, how does that feel? Can you feel a breeze on your feet? Can you feel the floor or carpet or any surface that they're on? Now what I want you to do is notice if there's any tension in your feet. And if there is, that's okay. We're not going to fight it. But what we are going to do is, in a moment, and I'll explain it first before we do it, is as you breathe in and you just hold the breath for a short while, tense the muscles in your feet, curl up your toes, as if you're almost turning your feet into kind of fists. Hold that tension for a few seconds, 2-3 seconds. And when you breathe out, just let your feet relax. Just let them uncurl, unclench. And just notice that they feel more relaxed. And just even as you've relaxed your feet, your whole body, by a tiny amount, is more relaxed. So even as you've just relaxed your feet, your head is relaxed, your shoulders are relaxed, your neck's relaxed. It's all relaxing by itself with no effort. And then you become aware that your feet feel slightly heavy in a really nice way. And they feel warm, and you feel heavy and warm in a nice way. So you notice yourself, even though you've only relaxed your feet, start to sink down into the chair, sink back into the chair, more of the chair supporting your weight, fewer of the muscles in your body holding tension. Now this was a full-length relaxation exercise. We go through the whole of the body in order. So we'd start with the feet, and then we go up the legs. We do the lower legs, and then the upper legs and the buttocks. And we do the belly and the lower back and the upper back, and then the shoulders. And we go into the head, and the back of the head first, and then the top of the head, and then the forehead, and then the muscles in the face. And then we go down, upper arms, lower arms. We make our hands into fists like we did with our feet, clenching the muscles, and then release. So we do the whole body, starting with the feet. But this is a short relaxation, so we're not going to do all that. But what I'm going to invite you to do is to take your attention to the part of your body where you notice the most tension. Now, a lot of people feel tension in the shoulders, sometimes the neck, sometimes the forehead. And sometimes it's the buttocks. We can actually clench the buttocks. Sometimes it's the lower back. Everybody's different, and it will vary with each person from time to time. But what I want you to do is to bring your attention to the part of your body that's got the most tension in it. And what I want you to do is, if you can, just clench the muscles. So if it's your shoulders, for example, you hunch your shoulders. You'll bring your shoulders up as far as you can, as high as you can towards your head. And you tense them, you hunch and tension as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, you just let them drop, relax, loosen, soften. All the muscle fibers just relaxing, letting go of tension. So this is really short relaxation. I'm aiming for about 10 minutes here, so it's easy to do. Okay. Now what I want you to do, just once more as you finish, is to do another little scan of your body, your thoughts and your feelings. So again, just notice the whole of your body, and just notice, things like temperature, whether that's changed, comfort, whether that's changed, physical things like whether you can feel a breeze, all those kinds of things. And then notice the patterns of tension and relaxation, and notice if they've changed. And if they haven't changed, that's okay. Okay, because sometimes these things take time. Sometimes you have to listen to this a few times. And what I would advise is keep listening to this. Listen to this at least once a day, and ideally several times a day. And then as you get comfortable with this, you can start to use a longer relaxation. And there's plenty on YouTube that you can get for free, and I will probably make one as well. So I could do one that will be available on this channel, and that will be for free. So notice what's going on in your body with the relaxation and the tension. Okay, now you might find that you relaxed some of the muscles, that they're tensing up already. That's okay, that's normal. That's just the habit that the muscles got into. That will change. And then notice what your thoughts are, and notice any images. So just notice if your thoughts are about the same thing or something different, and whether they're louder or quieter, gentler, whether they're repeating themselves, or one thing's going on and then the thought's moving on to another thought, or whether they're going around in little circles. Notice any pictures or sounds that you can hear in your head. And then notice your mood. Okay, notice what's going on for you. Notice as well, be aware that you can feel several things at the same time, including, and this sounds really weird, but you can actually be relaxed and anxious at the same time, and you can be happy and sad at the same time. But it takes a lot of practice to notice things like that to begin with. Generally speaking, people aren't that aware of their emotions and their feelings and what's going on, but they can be really interesting if you start to tune in to them. So you could feel a whole mix of things. Now maybe that you feel more relaxed and more happy from doing this exercise, but if you don't, that's okay. Doesn't mean that this isn't a good thing to do, or that it hasn't been useful. But it probably means you need more practice with this exercise, and to do it again quite a few times. And you may even find that your anxiety appears to have got worse, but that may be because you've started to notice it, because you may have been distracting yourself with other things. You might have been thinking lots of busy thoughts, planning things in your head, doing activities, playing games. You might have been using some kind of substance that's affected your mood, like alcohol or caffeine or tobacco or harder substances, whatever they might be. So if your anxiety is higher, that's okay. Don't worry about that. And also it may be because you're not used to doing this kind of exercise, so it feels a bit weird and you're not quite trusting. Maybe you're thinking, maybe that, it's not going to work, or it's a waste of time, or that it'll be annoying. Maybe it is annoying. Maybe the sound of my voice is annoying you. That's okay. That can happen. That's allowed. So we'll finish now. If you are using this to get to sleep, then unless you need to get up and do anything, then there's no need to kind of wake up at the end of this. If you're doing it at another point in time and you need to go and deal with things, don't rush away and leave all the relaxation behind, because you don't need to. But all you need to do is just increase your alertness just a little bit, so that you can deal with anything that you need to deal with. And if you need to go and drive or do anything that requires attention, maybe give yourself a little bit of time first. Maybe have a sip of water or something like that before you go on to anything that requires a lot of concentration and attention. But keep listening to this, even if it feels like it's not really doing anything. Listen to it as much as you can and see how you get on. And let me know how you experienced it. I can do different relaxation videos, so let me know if there's a particular kind that you want. And hopefully we'll do something longer as well. And if you're off to sleep now, sleep well and take care. Thank you for using this, and I hope you begin to feel a whole lot more relaxed very soon, bit by bit. Rangimarie.